Welcome to MidLIFE Matters, where we celebrate women's wisdom and wit. I'm Georgian, Lussier, your host, and I'm delighted to introduce today's guest, Tia Murphy. Tia has an executive background in sales and marketing and is now offering workshops through AARP to help people avoid becoming victims of fraud. Welcome, Tia.
And thank you for this opportunity to tell people a little bit more about our FraudWatch network.
Well, it's an exciting enterprise that you folks have, and I'm interested in learning even more about it. And I know you've had some personal experiences with fraud, so let's start with that.
Yeah, about 12 years ago, my husband died very unexpectedly. I started getting phone calls from creditors about 6 months after that, telling me that they wanted to speak with him, and because he had been running up these bills and wasn't paying them. And I explained to them that he was dead. Now, my husband, unfortunately, had committed suicide, so in order to get this rectified, I had to send a copy of the death certificate, the police report, his suicide note, and I had to validate that I was not the person who had perpetrated $50,000 worth of fraud, and they were coming out after me. So you can imagine how challenging that was. So when this opportunity came up with AARP, they said, has anyone had any experience with fraud? And I said, yeah, I did. It was a good fit for me to be able to speak about not just our network, but speak about it from a perspective of having been somebody who's been through it. Every day, people get scammed by, not just that kind of thing, which was sort of incidental and third party, but people get phone calls from people who are trying to defraud them. They're getting emails that people believe whatever it is, the opportunity that's coming to them. And every 2 seconds in America, somebody gets defrauded. So somebody's out there trying to take your hard-earned money away from you. So that's what we're trying to do, is really educate the population about these different scams and how to avoid them, and how to, as you were saying, take your control back to yourself. Be in charge of yourself so you don't get pulled in by these kinds of scams.
What are these workshop presentations that you're involved with usually include?
We've got a 45-minute presentation. It's mostly PowerPoint. It's got some embedded videos. One of the things AARP did was they got video jailhouse confessions from these guys who had been running some of these really, really big scams to find out what were they doing? How were they able to press these buttons? And one of the interesting things that comes out of this presentation from the guy who I call the king of the cons, Jimmy, is that they want to get you under the ether. And if you remember ether from your childhood.
I saw that in one of the booklets.
Yes, under the ether. Well, if you think about that, what is it? Put it on your mouth and you become unconscious. Well, what they're trying to do is drive you into an emotional state where you're not thinking clearly, you're not thinking logically, you're thinking with your heart and with your emotions. And they never want the patter to stop. They keep asking you questions. They find out more things about you, your family, your work situation. So they're really predators, and they're finding out and feeding back information to you that will keep you in this emotional state, and as they'll step you through how they're going to extract this money from you and how they're going to defraud you. And the next thing you know, you've given them your social security number, your date of birth, you've given them a credit card number, you've done all sorts of things that you would never, ever do to somebody with somebody that you don't know. But these guys are really, really smart in how they can extract this money from you. Don't let yourself be victimized. We are not the experts in this field. There's a lot of experts out there. And what we've done is been sort of a clearinghouse to bring all of that information together. And we send out, as you were saying, these regular alerts. You can sign up for them. It's free of charge. Anyone of any age. This is not just for our 50-plus population. Anyone can be defrauded. It's a free service. You can sign up for these fraud alerts. You are not going to be inundated with tons of emails. But as a new scam comes out, you will find out about it. You can also go on to our website and you can see where the different presentations are going to be.
Great.
If people are interested and they have an organization wants to have us come and make a presentation, they can call our Hartford office. They'll make some arrangements, have us come out and make the presentations.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Tia. This has been terrific. And tune in for other fascinating women in future segments of MidLIFE Matters. Georgian Lussier, thank you very much.